Hello, Theo here. So it's day 21 of the Adventure of Appreciation calendar, but actually it's the 23rd of December. I've had too much fun, I've explored joy, and we celebrated this amazing Jupiter-Saturn conjunction that is during this 2020 December month. And you may be watching from the future. If you do, this is day 21. I have just a really short, concise, and illuminating message for you that you are already aware of, but you will want this reminder if you haven't been reminded in a while. Joy. This is the week of joy, right? Yes, it is the week of joy. Now, joy is a really beautiful space that you can enter at any time you want. It's very difficult, though, for many people to do it if they haven't gotten the foundational material down. If you are not ascending out of darkness into hope, as we went into in the first week of this calendar, then it will probably be hard to move all the way up to joy when you're still struggling with hope. If you're here and you don't feel even hopeful, then perhaps go back to some of the first videos and rewatch them. If not, great, you've gone through hope. That gave you some inner peace, hopefully. That's the second week of this calendar. And then the third week, which we just completed, was love, the week of love. And I'm telling you, when you've got love, you're the master of your own universe because you have solved the riddle of existence. And when you do, you become tremendously inspired by anything that inspires that love within you. Love is an ever-increasing giving force. And tomorrow I'm actually going to talk about forgiving. Forgiving, you have something to look for then. I want to make that really well. Make sure that you get the points, because right now I want to go to bed. It's late. I've been sitting up. This is, by the way, relevant for today's point. I've been sitting up all night making something that is in this bag. Actually, it's I'm not going to show you. Actually, it's a creative project that is designed for. I'll just show you like this. Yay! There's something in there, and it's something that moved me. You know, I have been in love for such a long time, and not only the general universal kind of love which has been with me for a long time. In ups and downs, it's life, but I've also had a very specific love. You know, that type of love where you have a specific person that you absolutely adore, and just they inspire a pure want for their total well-being from you. It's what many would call real, genuine, truthful love, you know, between people, in love in its more common definition. And this lady has inspired me for a long time, and I've been running away from it because I wanted to release her if she wasn't for me, you know, release her, my thoughts about her. But what has remained is that I always want to flow love in her direction. I could never give up that. And after some intuitive, visionary work inside, meditation-like work, I had an insight, and that is I am not meant to let go of this one thing, and this one thing is my desire to love. The pure giving of the heart should never be attempted to be as extinguished. It's impossible, and you know, it should be acted upon. It's a pure thing. And true love doesn't force itself upon people. It respects their boundaries and actually wants to know more about the person and people around them. So going through a lot of deep, profound waves of love, diving deep into the ocean of infinite love and specific love. From that, I've been inspired, as I said. And here's today's point. Wow, you have patience when I'm this slow. I think you're patient. Being here for 4 minutes, you hopefully get some value. You've learned to empathize or something. You're an empath probably because you can feel the good vibrations and you're just grooving to the video, which is really good because you have attention, you have focus. These are really good qualities. They're lacking in most of society. People want instant gratification and have not learned delayed gratification. When you start to love, you become, you know, a partner of delayed gratification because you feel so good in the moment. Joy is a given when you're in love, and you can be in love with anything. At the end of the day, nothing needs to be a focus of love except love itself. So it's not, you know, if the person or thing or situation you want doesn't happen, if you're truly connected with love, it should not really matter that much. It would probably be not your preference, and you know, although it may not happen, it should be okay. Because if you are in love, you want the best for all that is, including you. But it's the best for you to not stop and whine and complain and fall down into depressive thoughts. Probably not the best route for you. And that is why whenever something happens, and this is connected with joy, whenever something happens that is not as you expected or not to your liking, that is when you do not follow old patterns. You say cancel, for example. Cancel, you know? You say, nah, if those thoughts happen before you get a chance to think, you weren't aware, so it just happened, like, oh, this is so bad. No. The first response, you can choose. You don't have to, but I do this. When things doesn't happen the way I like, I say, wow, this is even better. And you know, the next question is why? Why is it even better? If someone's around, they would probably ask that question. And you see, I don't know the answer. I just know the first step. And the first step is to say, wow, this will reveal itself to be even better. That is the truth. When you choose that route, when you take that first step, and you say whatever happens during this creative process, because I tell you, all these processes are really creative in nature. And if you're really creative and you do painting, drawing, making gifts from the heart of inspiration, using your hands and such, you will notice energy flow very fast because you're in a creative process. And you'll notice self-judgment, you'll notice your thoughts. Whenever something happens, when you try to paint a certain stroke and it doesn't land correctly and you think, I can either start again or I can work with this. If you choose to work with it and you choose to say, this may be good. I don't know why, I don't know how, but this will reveal itself to be good. This may actually be to our benefit. Wow, this new energy is probably better because I'm flowing a great vibration. I'm in a creative process, I know my destination, so my intentions are pure. Whatever happens on the journey, it's okay, it's great. I mean, love doesn't judge anyway. It says, hey, what is, and that is loved. You know? And then your mind comes in and say, but that's more love than that, and this is more love than this. You may have that process, and you know, it's to your benefit to understand why that process is there. It's there to actually help you to sift and sort and become aware of what you, as an ego, as a manifested soul in a body, three-dimensional physical experience, help you to understand what you want. But it's not meant to make you feel horrible over time. It's not meant to be meditated upon. If you have a preference, you're not supposed to point at what you don't like for the rest of your life and say, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. That is a wasted incarnation, a wasted time. It's not a wasted incarnation. You're just expanding more and you become more and more aware of what you don't like. But if you release that and say, okay, that is what I do not want. It is though, it is loved foundationally because it exists. For something to exist, you know, if it exists, that means there's a space that is at least at the level of letting it exist, which is foundationally love. The fact that something exists means that something loves it. There is a place for it in the universe. So just acknowledge it, even if you don't like it. You can acknowledge both. This is loved, I don't like it. What I do like, though, you know, do you see how easy this is? This is how pure and clean and tidy your mind can be. You know, when I'm up to 415, which is a ridiculous time. I don't have an anchor point yet for falling asleep. I don't have my girlfriend yet, if that is what it is. Anyway, if I'm looking at my habit of sleep and say that is absolutely horrible, I will probably look like shit. I will feel like a douche garbage can, and nothing will work out. If I said that to myself, do you think I could stand here 4:20 at night and look at this amazing? I mean, I'm obviously joking here, but hey, love yourself, you know, love yourself. It's okay. I support you if you love yourself. Say some ridiculous things sometimes. It's okay to love yourself. Come on. I love that you love yourself. So I don't say the worst things to myself if I don't go to bed at time. I do have a strong preference of becoming a type A person though. I would love to go to sleep right now, and actually 4 hours before now, between 10 and 2, I would love to become that person, and I do at times. But if I don't, why would I hang myself up? I'm not sure if that is even the correct English expression, but why would I, you know, attach myself and obsess about things that do not work? I have chosen to be awake, so I am. And I'm going to be awake until I choose to sleep, or until I choose to meditate, or until I choose to attempt to sleep. So I will love every freaking moment from now and until then. That is the attitude you get when you stop judging things as bad, but you judge things as this is what I prefer, this is what I want, this is what I choose, and this is what I don't choose. And then you put a little bit more effort and focus and attention into what you do want. And when you do, that ball starts to roll down the mountain like the most amazing snowball you've ever seen. It gains momentum, it becomes huge, and this is your positive ball of energy. That negative ball of energy that you were focused on for so long, that you were holding on to and that you felt so horribly about, but you tried to save the world, you can let that go now. You can let that go. It's one choice away. And when you do, yeah, it requires one moment of effort. And when you use that moment of effort and you focus a bit more on what you do want, and you try to think a little bit more positively, not just to be positive, but because it feels better, because you can feel a relief when you go from thinking purely negative to generally negative, from generally negative to generally positive, and then from generally positive to specifically positive. Before you know it, you'll be sitting up thinking that you'll be making something for the next 50 minutes, and then you'll end up making something for 5 freaking hours just because you love the process and you feel like you're on some kind of insane drug afterwards of pure bliss love without having taken anything, you know? That's what I've been doing, and I've been loving every step of it, and I've been feeling melancholic and nostalgic about it as well, and I have loved that. I like the journey of emotion. I suggest you consider beginning to like every step of the way for you as well. Good night. I love you. I can love you. Of course I love you. I'm connected to the field. You exist. You are foundationally, fundamentally, without a shred of doubt, already loved. Hey, I'll join that vibe. That's a good vibe. I can vibe with that. I will vibe with you. So I love you. Fucking hell, I love you. Have a great day and enjoy Christmas. Good night.